Hello and welcome, guys, finally to the first ever RC Sports Talk podcast, episode 1, I'd call it, right? That's what you call it.
Yeah, episode 1. It took a long time to get here.
But guys, we're finally here.
We're finally here.
We're finally here.
Hours, days.
We
Lots of
fixed up everything. We have a beautiful set for you guys to see on YouTube. So just going to run down our quick handles, quick. You can catch us at RC Sports Talk on Instagram, YouTube, everything, man.
Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, X, Facebook, and Threads. We're everywhere.
And even on every streaming platform for podcasts, so you can catch us on Spotify.
That's audio and visual. We give you guys both.
Exactly. But guys, let's finally
introduce
get
ourselves
into,
as well.
Yeah, that's it. Let's finally get into it. Guys, I'm one of your hosts, Michael Ritone. I'm accompanied by
Biagio Aversano, and
we have producer
Giuliano.
Producer Drew in the back. But guys, how's your weeks? You know what? Let's get into. Let's see how everybody's doing. Let's check in with everybody over here. How was your week, Biagio?
honestly, very stressful. I got a lot going on with my other social medias, but specifically for RC Sports Talk, I can't tell you guys how the hours we've spent just for this to happen, switching cameras, microphones, plugging this, plugging out.
We almost lost some podcast members. We almost killed each other.
Yeah.
We almost killed each other.
No,
but all in good
unalived,
love. Yeah, it's true. But all in good love.
But,
all in good love.
Yeah, you know, like you're just there and you're like, the inanimate objects are bothering you, so you get on each other's nerves. That's what happens. But it's all love. It's all love. That's my week personally. It's more of like a right now type thing, but that's what I'm giving it. So how was your week?
Me, man. Honestly, other than that, nothing really productive. Other than the fact of how, again, associating it back to the podcast, how I had to run around this island of Montreal, guys. The snow here in Montreal.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know who
We have bipolar weather. It's
Yeah.
like melting, frozen, snow.
No. You know what, guys? I had to run around the island of Montreal to get items left and right for this all to come together. And the snow, we get hit one day with a snowstorm. The other day, it's like as if we're in Cuba. The next day, it's like as if we're in Siberia. It's never really consistent. So you know what? Montreal traffic plus the weather, it mixes up for a whole mischiatura di merda. Okay?
And I want to give a special shout out to whoever sold us. We forgot his name, but whoever sold us this TV stand. Absolutely outstanding. They definitely don't make this model anymore. This is like an old school type thing, but like the thickness, the girth of it, amazing for this TV. So yeah, and now
and guys, now let me throw it to him because I want to glaze him a bit. I want to glaze your cousin for you.
Okay.
We have producer Drew, obviously that's on the show with us, but he has some special news because Drew not only does
big week for him.
Is not only our producer, he's also Drew. I'll let you handle this.
He's a musician.
I'm a musician, Aversano, solo artist, and yeah, big news. I actually have, bookings happening, but I'm gonna have my first solo concert, like first live performance in June.
But what's your artist name though, so people know?
Yeah.
Aversano, Aversans.
Yes.
It's amazing.
I don't even remember how to spell my artist name.
Our producer, episode 1, is already getting too famous for us. He's gonna become a musician.
He's gonna abandon us.
World tours. Yeah.
But guys, we're gonna have to find one probably. But anyway, before we start, we just want to give a big thank you to our partner, Shop Sante. Guys, they have every product you need when you're looking into getting into good shape. Listen, don't take example off of us. That's why we're partnering with them to get into better shape. The double chin speaks volumes. But listen, they help us out. They're really kind to us. They take care of us. And you can get every supplement, every protein shake, everything. They have all the products you need when getting into shape. My product of the week is Quench. Guys, like I said, I might not look like an athlete because I'm not. But the matter of the fact is that I do play sports and I do train. And when I do, I like to drink electrolytes, and no better way than with Quench, who is replacing BioSteel at the moment. Good electrolytes, and honestly keeps me hydrated with a good flavor during my workout or my sport. You, what's your product of the week?
My product of the week is the Yummy Sports Greens powder. I like it because when I wake up, my routine is very simple. I don't want to have to remember all these pills and stuff. The Yummy Sports Greens, you get your vitamins in, your minerals. All you got to do, take a scoop, put it in some water, mix it up, chug it, you're done. Don't have to, remember, did I take my pill or not? And the flavor, very good. Doesn't have that weird aftertaste that those other ones do. Absolutely delicious. So check this product out and check out Shop Sante. Thank you to them again. Use code RC10 at checkout to get 10% off your order when you order online at Shop Sante.
Me, the rundown. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. But guys, let's finally get into the sports news
Yeah.
of the week because
Yeah.
we did have a big week, guys. We did have a big week starting off with the NFL. Deebo Samuel headed to the Washington Commanders for a fifth overall,
Yeah.
not a fifth overall pick. Pardon
Fifth
me,
round.
guys. Fifth round pick. What do you think, Biagio? What do you think? Talk to me. Talk to me.
Look, he had a really bad season. His career low season with 44.7 reception yards per game. It's a career low for him. However, I don't want to personally judge him because San Francisco 49ers were an absolute disaster.
Dookie.
Besides like Brock Purdy was doing okay.
Nah,
Everyone else was it just wasn't gelling.
Mid.
It was mid. So I feel like it was his environment, and I think that even though he's getting up there in age, you change your environment, he will absolutely flourish on a brand new team. And I mean, in Washington, the spirits are up. They had a season where their rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels took them to an NFC championship. Yeah, he's crazy. He is a psychopath because how is he smiling in an NFC championship game?
I don't know if you guys ever noticed how much this dude smiles.
Yeah.
But there's something behind that smile. There's something hiding behind that smile. And his mom that doesn't want him to get with any women. Did you see that?
Oh, for real?
Yeah, his mom's like, I'm going to control every woman that comes into my son's life.
But yeah,
so there's probably some psychopathic issues in that family.
Yeah, but you want to be careful. Because like, let's say you start dating a girl. How do you know if the girl wants you because you're Jaden Daniels or because you're Jaden Daniels? You know
yeah, but if my mom gets into it, bro, pack it up. Like,
yeah.
Hey, let me decide my woman, eh?
Yeah.
But no, getting back to Deebo, listen, I agree with you. Mid-season last year, but Deebo's an old reliable. My fantasy choice almost every season. I love him. Look, wasn't up to form last year, like we said, but man, the whole team wasn't there. The spirits weren't there. Now as a second option on Washington with a team that
Yeah.
I mean, listen, like we said, I don't think Washington's Super Bowl contenders. We're not saying Washington's Super Bowl contenders. But a playoff team that could make a good run. He's an awesome wide receiver too.
Yeah,
option.
he's still good. Don't forget about him just because of the
100%,
season.
100%. But obviously we have to see if he's back because you know what, he was looking like he was starting to look like us, bro. Like during the season, he had a little pancetta, he had the little stomach going. You saw it through the equipment, the double chin, everything. Yeah. But look, if he trains, gets back into shape, I feel like he's gonna have that mentality of like. We always talk about a second prime in an athlete.
Yeah,
like they find it like second win. Like a second win, man. Hopefully he finds it because I love Deebo. Not a bad guy. He's never said a bad word in the media. Nothing ever bad's come out from him. Imagine somebody in the comments is gonna be like, "Yeah, look, he had a list of this." And
yeah.
Like, oh god. But anyway, the point is that not a bad guy, and hopefully he finds his feet back. He finds his legs back, and I think Washington's a good place to do it. So I think.
And personally, another thing, obviously, like the big news is Samuel going to Washington, but I think we're also forgetting there is some positives for the 49ers. They do get a fifth round pick. It's nothing crazy, but they get a pick out of it, and they can get him off the payroll.
Their salary cap.
Right? Because that's another thing. You're paying these players. You're paying for the 49ers. You're going to be playing all that stuff. So it's like they get rid of some dead weight. They get rid of guy off the payroll, and they get a pick out of it. I don't think it's that bad. Nothing crazy.
For both teams, I think it's a good.
Well, I think the Commanders won more.
I think we both like in the consensus. Even Drew, would you say the Commanders won this trade?
I would say I say the Commanders really got a good deal out of it for a fifth round pick. They have a solid deep threat.
100%. I think both teams took a shot. Listen, because a fifth round pick, let's mind you, I don't think they're picking the next Tom Brady there with a fifth round pick. But hey, he came out.
But I just to end off here, just to say that I don't. If you look at them, you can't compare them directly. Which one got the better one? I think if you look in the perspective of Washington, it was good. Perspective 49ers, it was
they
good.
Got rid of it.
You can't compare them in the 100%. Same lens. I think that's that. Now we're gonna go on to the youth. It's the combine. Obviously started over the weekend. What do you think about it?
Listen, I have my ins and outs about the combine. Like I said, because it's not really like for me. Yes, you're testing their physical abilities, but when we talk about sports. You don't always think it's not the most important part is the IQ of the player. Obviously, they have to be physically healthy and they have to be sharp on their feet and whatever, especially football players that are in extreme shape. But at the end of the day, I don't think the combine does every player justice. Some players will shine at a combine when other players don't. Like if I just compare it to the NHL, Casey Middlestat, who's pretty good player in the NHL. Like, listen, he was a top prospect. The guy couldn't do, I think, more than 3 chin-ups or 3 pull-ups at the combine in the NHL.
Yeah.
Like, the NHL. It's not.
I
only
think that
about-
goes for any sport.
Yeah.
I don't think like obviously there's difference between someone being a good athlete and someone being good at the sport.
Yeah.
Because like something that maybe I would know more in, but Messi, for example, if you look at his physique, he has
That bod.
a pretty garbage physique,
Yeah.
but he's an incredible soccer player. So you can't. Sometimes good athletes, it helps.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes the talent outweighs the
Yeah.
athleticness. But
100%.
like I said, the combine you can still judge players, but don't take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
combine.
Yeah, you have to have like a mix of everything, right? So,
Yeah.
but obviously somebody on our, because we didn't really dabble into the combine this weekend, but I know somebody who did, and that somebody is producer Ju. Ju, what do you think? What did you like? Because I know you had a lot to say about the combine. What do you have to say?
I think the combine was really good. Honestly, I don't think it was crazy. I know the quarterback class isn't great, but it proves something that I've been saying since before the combine.
Let's get into that, yeah.
That Jackson Dart, go Rebels, Ole Miss fan. Jackson Dart is gonna go in the first round. He showed that he has like a tank for an arm, honestly. Or a cannon for an arm. Tank for an arm. But who is a tank though is Jalen Milroe. I didn't know this quarterback before the combine, and man, this guy can throw 40 yards like it's nothing.
So guys,
Over the shoulder, crazy.
guys, Jalen Milroe and Nathan Dart.
Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart. Yeah, sorry, Jackson Dart. Guys, those are our 2 calls. You heard it here first. If ever they become stars,
Yeah.
remember us.
Come back to this episode.
So that's that. And then Biagio. Now we move from youth. We moved from a trade to the youth, and now we're talking about the old men.
Some unks.
Some Unk, yeah, Unk status. Somebody that reached
Yeah.
Unk status maybe 3-4 seasons ago.
Yeah.
Even when he won the Super Bowl. Matt Stafford.
Matthew
Okay, Kat, so
Stafford.
what's happening with Matt Stafford that got you on
He
your nerves?
it's more because obviously he won the Super Bowl 3 years ago back in 2022, and now coming off a couple of seasons, they made playoffs and stuff. I think he has a big head, which is understandable, right?
Yeah, he
know,
won a soupy. He won a soupy, man.
Yeah, everyone doubted him. That whole trade with Goff when they swapped and he went to the Rams from the Lions. He finally won a Super Bowl, and then he's taking this team to decent runs in the playoffs. Your head gets big. The contract runs out. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna test the market. He's 36 years old.
He went on that little ski trip with Tom Brady.
Yeah, and then after he goes, okay, yeah, I got this, and he goes out, and the only teams that want him are my New York Giants, the Browns, and the Raiders. And I just have to say to that, like, bro, you're 36 years old. What do you think you're gonna
Time
get?
for you to go.
You think the
raise
Chiefs are
your
gonna
kids.
get rid of Mahomes and be like, please, I want you as a
Make space
quarterback.
for him,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we'll get deeper into it, but just to quickly tell the story, he's like, wow, this is who wants me. That's it. Okay. He basically went back to his ex.
Yeah, he went
Back
back
to
his
the
ex.
Rams.
He
He's like,
noticed
okay. He's like, please, Rams, just take me. They offered him a new
He
contract.
noticed
It's
his
good.
wife makes a better plate of pasta.
Yeah,
He went
yeah,
back
yeah.
to her.
He went out
Per
there.
favor.
He's like, these guys don't know how to cook. Back it up.
No, that's
But not to be biased or anything. If you had to choose, the Giants is the best option. I'm just saying.
Okay, that's the bias. That's the glaze. We're gonna put
We
that
rolled
away
his eye.
right away. Yeah,
Bro, you
producer,
rolled his
producer Drew rolled his
Joe,
eyes.
who are you a fan of, by the way? If the people weren't, if it wasn't obvious, just to clarify.
Buffalo Bills.
There you go.
In case there was a mystery, guys, he's wearing it.
You know what, guys? I'm the neutral on the podcast. I just cheer for the NFL. I'm the guy that
Yeah.
buys the merch just of the NFL logo.
Yeah.
While
That's
these
some-
guys
that's
too
some
glaze their
NPC
teams.
ad.
Yeah, it is. It is NPC. But yeah, no, Matt Stafford. Listen, I think you know what? Even if they didn't have the best season, would they finish 10-7?
That's the thing. But their division wasn't that good, and they
But-
won it.
But
That shows how it wasn't good. 10-7 is not a division.
But yeah, they also put up a fight with at that point they weren't the Super Bowl winners, but they also put up a fight with the Super Bowl winners in the playoffs. They lost 22-28, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
they
did
were.
put up
It
a
was
fight
neck and
for a
neck, and
team
then it kind of
that's-
got out of hand
Because
for the
nobody had
Eagles.
expectations for the
Yeah.
Rams this year. Nobody had expectations. But listen, he noticed that his pie was better on his side,
Yeah.
and he didn't go and get anybody else's pie. He noticed that after speaking
Yeah.
with Mr. Tom Brady, the 45.
I think you got a bit greedy. Like, come on, you're good at the Rams.
Yeah.
The fact that you're 36 and you're at a team that's constantly making playoffs.
But between me and
grateful.
you, as we say after this season, Matt Stafford,
Back it up.
Back
We're
it
gonna
up.
get more into that after. Is there anything else you want to add about it?
No, the NFL. I mean, I think we pretty much gave a big rundown. But now you.
Now it's time for the real football, guys.
Aye, aye, aye.
Soccer,
This
as
guy.
the Americans say it. So, to start off, a big change in soccer, a brand new goalkeeper rule. So, let me just give you a quick rundown. So, if it states that if the goalkeeper holds onto the ball for more than 8 seconds, the opposition will be awarded a corner kick. Now, there's been a lot of debates about it. I think it's been 50-50. My personal opinion, even though for wasting time you're giving the other team a corner kick, which is huge, I think it'll help. It'll stop goalies from wasting so much time. On top of that, the tight matches you won't see the goalie just going down clutching the ball. You'll see a corner kick being awarded, and those tight matches, they're gonna have better endings. It's gonna be much more entertaining. So I think it's a win-win, obviously. But I mean, I'm gonna say that now. But if my team Lazio for soccer, let's say we're like we need to win a game, and our goalie's holding onto the ball, I'm like, no, corner kick. But just to state this though, this rule is only going to be taken into effect next season, so the 25-26 season. So as of recording now, it's not in effect, but next season it will. So as of the summer, that's when it is. So what's your take on this new rule?
Yeah, I just don't know how they were to enforce. Like, I was thinking of maybe possible ways that they would enforce this rule, because obviously, like, they say that they want to be strict, but already now there's a rule around it. How many seconds is it now?
Well, it's like 6 to 8 seconds, but they don't count. You kind of get a gauge. When you're just like, you just feel he's taking too long.
Yeah.
The thing is like, let's say you're in a Champions League final. You're not counting in your head 1, 2, 3. You're just like, there's so many things.
No, but I don't think neither is the ref. Like, I mean, once it gets to, I think.
The ref has times, I guess.
Yeah, but listen, at the end of the day, I just don't know how you were to enforce that each time. Probably, like we were saying, they were even saying maybe have a little, like, a shot clock on, not like a shot clock. Let's say, like, in football, they have, like, the snap count clock behind. And if you don't snap it before that, well, then there's a flag that shows up. The ref pulls it out of his pants.
But the thing is, now you have, what about Real Madrid? They can put it. But let's say you're going to play like a 10th division team in the FA Cup. And you got like houses in the background.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Probably on the side of the field, they'll put like a screen, little 2x4 with numbers. But I think they'll probably have. Like,
they have a lot of time to figure this out. Yeah. So I'm
they'll crack down.
Sure, they'll figure it out.
They're more competent than us.
But this is like something crazy because in just general sports, rules don't change that often. There's like decades in between rule changes. Like, it's only been 30 years since I don't know if. Fun fact, if you didn't know this, but before I think it was the 1992 Euro, Denmark won it, and they wasted so much time because what it would do is that the defender would just pass it back to the keeper. The keeper would pick it up with his hands and fall to the ground. Then he would roll it back and repeat. Now, obviously, they changed that rule because that's how Denmark won that Euro.
Yeah, because then you could just waste time.
So now the rule, I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone knows this, but when you pass it back to the keeper physically cannot pick it up with his hands. He has to have it in his possession, in his feet. So, and it's only been 30 years. 30 years is not a long time.
No.
Talking our parents, they saw that time.
Yeah, but it took that one team that decided to exploit the trick. And that's when that's every sport though. Every sport, once there's one thing, like in the NHL, it's the salary cap. The people that started putting players on long-term IR.
Yeah.
Every sport, there's always these little things, and it's smart. It's so genius because if it's not in the rules, then you know what? I'm allowed to exploit it.
Yeah. Obviously, it's frustrating. I forgot who they played in that final, but it's obviously frustrating. Oh my God, we lost because of that. But that's what it is. Yeah. And then obviously, we got like 20-something years after they introduced VAR. And now we got 6-7 years after that. Now we got a new goalkeeper rule. What I'm saying is that there's such a substantial amount of time in between rule changes because it's such a big thing. It has to be approved. Got approved by the IFAB, like the head of all that.
It's a big rule because it's going to be in every soccer league.
Yeah, and we're not just talking about Real Madrid, even like your local Sunday league.
Yeah.
Because rules, it's a sport. The rules have to change everywhere.
They might make exceptions for the Total Campo.
Yeah.
Total Campo. But my point is that, they're going to have to run it by a bunch of organizations, that's for sure.
So,
but other than that, you also wanted to talk about another thing. Yeah. In the Prem. Shout out, first of all, before we jump into the Prem and about our subject, because it has to do with him. My good cousin, I love him to death, Andrea, Studio Dre on Instagram, did us our nice template over here, and he's going to do all, for the people checking out on YouTube, obviously, because you're like, well, which template you're looking around your car. But my point is, if you're looking at it on YouTube, you see what we have on our screen. That's done by my cousin, Studio Dre on Instagram, and he's going to do all our podcast arts for the cover arts and everything. So a big shout out to him and his Liverpool, because Liverpool has this crazy Egyptian god on their team.
Yeah,
that's
and
ripping
I would
it apart.
honestly say probably the best Egyptian and best African player to grace the pitch,
Okay,
Mohamed
so you
Salah.
confirmed it now. It's confirmed.
Yeah, because
Okay.
people were saying before Didier Drogba, but he can only. I find he's like a poacher.
Yeah, yeah.
Salah
totally.
can score an assist, and if we talk about all-around player, it's Mohamed Salah. But to talk about him, he is 12 goals and 4 assists away in 13 games remaining, which is not bad. 4 goals, first of all, 4 assists in 13 games, you can do that. 12 goals in 13 games, you need to average almost a goal a game. And if he achieves that, he will break 3 records: goals, assists, and goals and assists, the most in a single Premier League season.
I mean, if that man doesn't deserve his
Yeah,
money,
and
I
if
don't
they
think
win the
we
Premier
even-
League, if they win the Champions League, this could be a Ballon d'Or season
Yeah.
we're talking about.
And if he doesn't get paid, and he has 1 foot in and 1 foot out the door at Liverpool.
Yeah.
Eh? By the way, how did he? What did he say on his Insta? What did he say as a
He was,
quote?
it was
He
like
teased
a clickbait. What he said was, "I'm gonna. This is my last season at Liverpool. Now, Liverpool fans, you can relax. It doesn't mean he's gonna leave, but as of now, right? If they don't offer him a new contract, he will be leaving Liverpool, or he will be a free agent, right?
That's crazy.
So like, he teased them a bit. He's joking around, but you know how they're PR trained. They
Yeah,
don't
but
obviously don't
it's-
gonna release that stuff. But like I said, I mean Liverpool, the owners, I think it's like MSG, whatever, I forgot what they're called.
Yeah.
But if you got even if he doesn't achieve this, you offer him a new contract,
Crazy.
please.
Yeah, please just throw him a number. Just
And
throw him a
he's-
number out there.
To go to add to the Deebo Samuel thing, he's hitting his second win because he hit 29-30. He died down a bit, and then after now he's picking it up. He's got
Again.
that second win in the sense
Again.
of he's old enough to have that experience,
Yeah.
but he's still pushing.
Well,
He's gonna be 33.
He's putting the league under his arm right now. Who is he?
Yeah.
He has to catch Henry for the assists,
four away.
4 away, so that's done. because he's playing against the
He's 12
scrappers.
goals away. Yeah.
Yeah, he's playing against these scrappers. But
Well, it's still a strong league, but like when you play like at Southampton, I think that's where you start.
Leicester City. I mean, listen. I think
Put
if
him on
he
the
doesn't get
put him on the
4
penalty shots.
yeah, if
Jam-
yeah,
jam up the numbers.
And I mean for the goals, listen, that's gonna be it's gonna be tight there. What is it,
12 and
goals?
13, 12 goals in 13 games. That's tight. But
That's
you
tight.
bag a hat trick.
I mean,
boom.
3 hat-tricks in a row, bro. You're almost, no.
But 4 assists in 13 games, easily
Yeah,
possible.
he's gonna touch that. But I mean, listen, Liverpool fans, enjoy him this season because you might not see
Yeah.
him next season, and you're
Yeah.
also probably gonna even lose big defender Virgil,
Yeah.
and also another defender. Trent, but I mean Trent. Like
Well,
you
Trent's practically at Real Madrid. Virgil, honestly, I don't know. I find he's just like he's still good. I'm not saying he's bad, but like.
said. But
he's
those are
getting up
2
there.
pieces, though.
He's
You're
gonna be
losing
30.
on your back
He's gonna
end,
be
though.
35, I think.
But it's 2 pieces you're losing on your back end, though.
Yeah.
Two big
Well, I
pieces.
mean, we saw with Trent how once Liverpool became bad, you just saw how bad he is
Yeah,
defensively.
Yeah.
It's just like
But
because
he's openly
they were
saying,
so good. Yeah.
He's like openly cheating on Liverpool. Like
Yeah.
he's
And it's crazy. It's like he's a right back that can't defend. He's just like he just knows how to cross the ball.
You think he's overrated?
As a right back, yeah. The thing is, he would be good as a midfielder, but,
But a lot of people
doesn't
said they
play
already
midfield.
know this, though. A lot of people said
Yeah.
they've known this, and it's not a surprise for most people. So maybe I mean, like if you put him as a right wing back, maybe not as much responsibilities. Anyway,
The thing is, that's
We'll
the
see
thing.
then.
Yes, you won't have as many defensive duties, but as a right wing back, you need to be fast, and that's another thing.
yeah.
He's quick, but he's not fast. Like he doesn't have the speed, but he's quick with his movements. But we're going a bit off topic from there with Alexander Arnold.
Well, no, because he's going to Real, and Real are in the
Champions. Good transition there. We're gonna get into our the 3 tiers: Champions League, Europa League, and Conference League predictions. And before everyone rips me, this is non-biased. I'm talking about myself because he's a neutral. But let's first go on to the Champions League. Who do you think is gonna win?
Champions League. I don't think anybody else other than Real Madrid. Madristas stand up because I think this is another year where you guys bag a CL trophy.
Number 16.
Yeah, man. I mean,
They're just too good.
I mean, listen. I think they just have everyone. Everyone that plays soccer and has a bit of talent is on Real Madrid this year.
That's well. I don't look in Mike's
won't disagree.
defense. I feel like people in the comments are gonna be like, "Oh, it's such a basic answer." They're just good,
Buddy,
They're
did
just
you
good.
see their team?
And and I always say this about any sport: the best teams always find a way to win. So even when they're not good, they win. Even on bad days,
They win.
they win. Like that Champions League match against Man City, that knockout round playoff. They didn't have the best game. They were away.
But they didn't beat Real Betis this week.
Yeah, they lost.
Anthony the GOAT.
Yeah, that aura he had on the pitch. But even when they had a bad game away at Man City. They still won the game with Jude Bellingham
So
scoring.
then
at the
you're
end.
saying Real too,
Yeah.
then, basically.
I'm gonna say Real Madrid as my prediction, but a dark horse, even though they're one of the bigger teams, is PSG. I think they can actually make a deep run.
I agree.
They're just blowing out teams.
Usman.
They normally choke in the Champions League, but they're doing very well.
Yes, sir.
So both of us, Real Madrid. Now for the UEFA Europa League, what's your prediction?
Bro, I'm gonna say Roma.
Bro,
I think Roma has a good team.
on.
I think Roma has a good team, and I'm gonna bust your balls a bit because, guys, well, I'm gonna just kick it to him at this point. I say Roma. I'm gonna kick it to him. Glaze your team. Go.
Guys, Lazio's winning the Europa League. You heard it here for a couple reasons, and this is non-biased.
No, it's not biased. You just watch them every week. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
biased.
yeah. It's my favorite team ever. But
It's not biased.
I love this club with all my heart. But it's not biased. First of all, we got the easier. I'm not saying one's worse or whatever, but we got an easier side of the bracket
Yeah.
and the road to the final. Number two, I think a lot of people don't take this into account, but we have home advantage every single second leg in every round. Because the reason why you want home advantage in the second leg is if it goes to extra time, you technically have more than 90 minutes at home, which is very important. You go to penalties or whatever. I really think that's important. Also, I think I'm kind of repeating myself, but like in the team, like Victoria pulls in versus like on the other side, you got like Roma's playing Bilbao, you got
Ruben Dias.
Fenerbahce, you got Manchester United. Obviously, United are not doing well this season, but it's still Manchester United.
Yeah.
So for us, besides Spurs and the current Conference League winners, Olympiacos, I think we can. For me, minimum semifinals. But you heard it here, guys. Lazio's winning the Europa League.
All right. I think it's
Yeah.
time for you to put the fries in the bag, bro.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
hop off.
And moving on now to the UEFA Europa Conference League. This one, it's kind of like a 2-second.
I mean, none other than Chelsea.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Fiorentina. They've been to back-to-back finals.
Let's be realistic, bro. Chelsea. If Chelsea doesn't win this, guys, you guys should be automatically relegated.
Oh,
to the
no. Yeah.
Championship.
Like, it's crazy. My answer is Chelsea as well. If they don't win the Conference League, it's a disgrace. Their third string team is better than like half the competition. You got like they're playing against like plumbers.
So guys, so basically we have the Champions League and then 2 Mickey Mouse trophies, and for all three of them we both said Real for the Champions League. He said Lazio, I said Roma for Mickey Mouse trophy number 1, Europa League, and
Joe,
I'm getting on his nerves.
even though he's not a huge soccer guy, what do you think? Give us quick fire the 3 Champions Conference, European Conference.
He had said Real, no? I think he said Real.
I don't care enough to have an opinion
There you go.
on soccer.
All right.
We'll take that. You know what? I'll take valid. He's being honest.
He's being honest. At least we got that.
So now let's move to
moving
another
on.
ball, another
Buckets.
sport,
Buckets,
another
buckets.
sport that involves a ball. Like
But wait, actually, I do have one.
yeah.
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be Roma. Just to say that.
There you go. Thank you. He's hopping on the Roma train. That means
Look, I can't stand them with a passion, but they always, even them, not that they always find a way to win, but they work hard in these knockout tournaments.
Yeah.
That's it. But still,
But
Roma
if
merda sempre, Forza Lazio sempre.
All right.
Okay, now let's move on to Mr.
the
Bucket,
NBA.
Mr. Veniade himself.
Mr. LeBron, just
Mr.
slip it in.
Veniade.
Just slip it in.
Shout out Mark Arpines, the biggest glazer of this guy. LeBron James.
So LeBron
addresses
James,
the face of the NBA.
Yeah,
What's
he
going
addressed
on with that?
he addressed the face of the NBA because you know what, as most people have noticed, and everyone in the sports world notices, the NBA's stream count, the NBA's live viewership count, is down through the pits of the earth. It's horrible.
getting crazy.
It's horrible. The NBA has to change something, and I think it starts off with the way they administer the league and the way the players conduct themselves. And LeBron James had a spiteful quote.
I'm glad he's
the-
being honest, though. I'm glad he just say it.
But yeah,
He's not scared of anyone.
He's not scared, but at the same time, like, it's not normal that this league, it's this NBA league, man. These guys need to learn how to conduct themselves amongst each other and within all the administration and their teams, because I think they have too much free will. These NBA players are given too much free will. But go on to what LeBron James says.
Yeah,
before I
this is
continue.
a direct quote from him. He said, Shining Fry said it. Why do you want to be the face of a league when all the people that cover our game and talk about our game on a day-to-day basis shit bleep on everybody? This is what LeBron James said. And like you said, I mean, he
was
first of all,
trying-
he
he was-
swore on television.
Yeah, because
He does not care. They have too much free will.
First of all, he did that, and he was talking about Anthony Edwards, who's supposed to be the next face of the league, because they're all saying he should be the face of the league, he should be the face of the league. But it's true though, like the league doesn't help themselves by having guys like Shaq, Charles Barkley, even just like coaches in general call out their players in the media, and vice versa, players calling out their coaches in the media, and players. Like it started all like 2 years ago, I think, when Ja Morant said that his gangster friends were gonna come to a game and shoot up another player on another team. Like this is
That's
crazy.
crazy.
That's cosa di cinema, bro. That's cosa di cinema.
what?
Like it's crazy. Like what are we doing as a league? What are you guys doing as a league? These guys, he had guys come to a game and point laser pointers onto the basketball court to distract other guys. Like what are we doing? We're not in high school anymore.
Yeah.
You're an NBA player.
Plus,
you're paid big salaries. You need to show up and set an example. You know what? When kids grow up, and this is honest opinion, and no matter which sport, when kids grow up and they look up to an athlete. You know, like me, growing up, let's say, like I always liked Ovechkin as a player. I looked up to him. Ovechkin was always funny in the media, loved by everyone. What a kid growing up now, looking up to players in the NBA. He's gonna look up to Ja Morant, who's posting videos of guns on Instagram and stuff like that.
Ridiculous.
Like you gotta be an example for the kids. You do whatever you want to do in your life. If you want to go home and shoot your wife, you can do whatever you want. At the end
We
of
don't
the day,
condone
we don't
that,
condone
though.
it. Yeah, let me preface that.
Please,
by
guys,
condoning
you
it.
do not
But the
condone it. It's crazy that I have to say that, but yes, I have to say
But
it.
the point is that you do what you want in the privacy of your own home. When it comes to being on the media and when it comes to being on TV and talking, after being paid millions of dollars, conduct yourself like a professional ass person. Enough of this like stuff of acting like a gangster, buddy. You're getting paid millions to play a sport.
Yeah.
You're no gangster, okay? You're not a gangster. Put that gangster stuff away because you're ruining your life. It's not
He's
even good
talking
for yourself.
directly. You're talking directly to him.
Talking directly to him. Ja Morant, wake up. But yeah, so no, the NBA viewership countdown, everything down. The league is going through shit and players sitting out. Like even that's another issue. Did you ever hear about that, Biagio?
Like players not wanting to play.
Yeah.
It happens on sports, and I
But-
just want to say, just to add something,
Yeah.
just for any sport, but specifically for Ja Morant in this case, when you're that high up, like
life.
celebrity in life, you like, I know it sounds stupid, but he can say something and it will influence people. There's people that
100%.
look up to him.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't realize, besides the basketball ability and all that, and the money he has so much influence on people.
100%.
That's why you take these athletes and you put them on like a Tide commercial. They're gonna be like, hey, yeah, okay, I'll go buy it now because Ja Morant has it.
You're
You
right.
know what I'm saying? So that's why he has to be careful.
100%.
But
even that, like, and
That's
just
why.
to, and you know, you have that, but then you even have the point of, you know, when let's say our parents were younger, we don't have an NBA team in Montreal, but if our parents wanted to go watch the NBA in Los Angeles or in Chicago, they were sure that when they show up to a game, Michael Jordan will be playing in Chicago alongside Scottie Pippen. Now you show up to a game, you
Now
pay
you don't know.
$300 in this economy with these people in this economy, but you have
No, you're right.
people paying $300 in this economy, saying, you know what, I'm gonna buy a jersey too probably at the game because I'm gonna go.
let me buy a
night.
beer.
Yeah,
let me get some
It's
popcorn or something.
easily
Yeah.
a $600 to $700 night if you're going with somebody else and you're paying for their ticket and their food and whatever. To show up and see, Kawhi Leonard sitting out his 16th, 17th game of the season because of a knee injury, just because he has to rest himself, because of this, because of his and this and that. Like at some point, bro, like you gotta like, they're cracking down on it. They put a rule that I think there's players that get like penalized their salary, or the teams get penalized if a player sits out too much. But man, with these millionaire owners, they don't care about paying these fees, right? So the player, if he wants to sit out, he'll sit out. You know what I mean?
But I just have
I'm
to.
sorry for that rant, by the way.
I just have to kind of disagree on a bit of it because you need to understand that there's like millions of people that watch any sport, billions, whatever. You can't please everyone. I know it sucks. They spent, let's say that family spent all that money and they didn't play. But let's say he's like, what if he's like genuinely not in? What if he's genuinely injured?
Yeah,
Then you gotta be like,
But there's
what do you
guys-
gauge it? But if it's like something like, I got all the sniffles there, it's kind of like, pack it up. Like, tough it out.
There's a lot of guys that it's rest. I can't play. There's guys in the NBA that cannot play back-to-back games. There's guys that have it in their contracts or that are.
They ask, I don't want to
They
play
ask,
back-to-back games.
I don't want to play back-to-back games. Like, what are we doing?
But you don't want to, like, I would love to play. Like, basketball's not my
We're not in
personal
that
sport.
position either. We can't really.
We can't
at
judge,
At the end
yes.
of the day, like, if it's your passion, and you know what, you're getting paid those millions.
But maybe
play
it's
the
not
back-to-back
but,
game.
but maybe that's you just answered it. Maybe
But
it's
you know
not
what,
their
bro?
passion.
You wake up. Listen, most people wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to make an average salary and go to work every day while these guys are getting paid millions. Show up to your sport.
Some of them, they don't. Some of them, let's say they're like bench players. They just have to show up to train. That's it.
That's literally it, man. Like you have a dream life.
That's why I wake up at 5 in the morning for work.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm on 2 hours of sleep.
Your boss is ripping you if you're 10 minutes late. Like,
Yeah,
bro,
like and these
at some
guys,
point you
man.
have to put things into perspective. I get you can't be like, oh, you're a millionaire. This is how you have to. But at the end of the day, that it is what it is, and people have to start holding themselves accountable. But enough on that rant. Oh, I had one more thing to say about the NBA. One more thing.
A horrible thing, and you know what it is. The All-Star game.
The All-Star game. It's horrible.
Was horrendous.
It's horrible, but that's part of why the viewership is down. The other thing was a little bright side, actually. It wasn't horrible, but actually, yes, the All-Star game was horrible. A bright side was the expansion. So the NBA, trying to get their viewership count up, are going to try to play games in Europe, Manchester, Spain, probably have expansion teams go outside of the country itself.
They're actually, it's in Serbia and actually Italy.
Yeah.
It's actually very big
the
basketball.
Eurobasket is huge. So they're trying to do that.
And they have ultras
viewership.
too.
Of
Like
course,
jumping up. Boom,
jump,
boom.
the
I played in Serbia, brother.
I played in Serbia, brother.
Nah,
but they have the whole arena
crazy.
shaking. So I have a couple of cities noted down where they probably going to have an expansion. Possible OKC, Oklahoma City to Vegas move. Vegas having every national sports team is inevitable. I mean, the city's expanding at a rapid pace. Other than all the casinos and hotels, in terms of sports, it's huge. It's huge. Vegas is huge. So that's a possible move. So it's a relocation rather than an expansion. But in terms of expansion, they're talking about Mexico City.
Wow.
Mexico City. A team in Mexico City probably get the viewership up there. Possible Montreal.
I think that would, and I'm not just saying that because it's our hometown. I think it would be booming.
Yeah, it would slap.
Because I mean, a lot of Montreal, and I was like hopped on the bandwagon when the Raptors went on to win their NBA championship in 2019. I was watching because it's it's Canada.
Exactly.
You feel have one Canadian
sentiment,
team.
A term of sentiment, like you feel attached.
A lot of sports, if you notice, that have no Canadian teams, or if they have one, it's always Toronto.
Yeah.
Why can't Montreal be a part of that?
Montreal, so that's it. Montreal has the arena, the infrastructure, saying Montreal. And then obviously, the possible teams outside of the country and outside the continent themselves, they're saying probably Manchester or Berlin. They were looking at Frankfurt.
Is it big basketball in England, though?
Nah, well, they have I think they have like the GBL, the Great Britain Basketball League, whatever it is. Anyway, but
I feel like in Balkan countries it would be big, though.
Yeah, Serbia, brother. But anyway, all that to say, listen, do what you have to do with the NBA because.
Honestly, it can't get worse than this.
No, it can't.
Try stuff, trial and error.
Have officially hit rock bottom. Yeah. I'm announcing to you guys.
Honestly,
officially hit rock bottom.
You know you hit rock bottom. What's it called? When the biggest highlight of the All-Star game is what's it called? What's his name?
Jello Ball. Yeah.
When Jello Ball. When that meme of a song is the highlight of your All-Star game, pack it up.
Yeah, literally pack it up.
Please pack it up.
Now, moving on to, I think,
let's get on to
we both love a sport we both enjoy.
I kind of like stopped watching it for a bit because I stopped playing, but I'm getting back into it. It's because of you. And because of this podcast. I'm getting back into hockey.
You got the jitters, man. I saw you with the Four Nations. You were all excited.
Yeah.
I love it.
But going into your idol, we can get into it. Goal chase.
Not my idol, because my idol will always be Michael Del Zotto. That's niche.
For real. I've never heard. I know who that is, but I've never heard anyone say that's their idol.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But But somebody I've always looked up to, Ovi. Man, goal chase. He's coming.
How far is he from Gretzky?
Brother, he is 11 away from breaking it, so 10 away from Gretzky. 884 goals in his career. Gretzky obviously had 894 if we're doing math simply, out of simplicity's sake. But yeah, he's 11 away from breaking it. And listen to this, Biagio. He comes back. So earlier in the season, he breaks his fibula, okay?
Yeah.
Breaks it, so you're like, goal chase might go on to next year. So he heals up, whatever, plays a couple games. Then they have the All-Star break. Well, the Four Nations break.
Four Nations replaced the All-Star game this year.
Go Canada. Oh, Canada. But yeah. Comes back from the Four Nations break. They play. Starts his campaign off after the break with 3 goals in one game against Edmonton Oilers.
Wow.
And I think he scored 6 or 7 goals in that stretch since the Four Nations break, which is insane, man. Ovi, he's set to break it against the Carolina Hurricanes on April 2nd or April 4th, something like that. In the month of April, first week of April, he's set to break it. That's what they're predicting. But man, what do you have to say about Ovi? Ovi's somebody I looked up to all the time. He's one of those like captivating players. But what do you think about Ovi?
Bands and make a dance. Bands and make a dance. I love him because like Jaden Daniels or just any player that in any sport that has like a positive attitude. I get it. When you're so locked in the game, it's easy to crash out and get mad and stuff. But when you can have a player that his morale is up no matter what,
Yeah.
I find that
100%.
might be better in higher pressure situations, like even
Because
Andrea.
he's able to alleviate everyone, like around him.
Yeah, and just to use him, another player as an example, Andrea Pirlo was playing PlayStation before the 2006 World Cup final. So for him, to have a player that's not scared of that stuff, I think he'll break the record.
No, he's
I'm
gonna
not
break it
worried.
this
No,
year.
no.
He's gonna break it this year. That's no question.
happening. And I grew up watching Ovechkin, the 2000s, 2010s. Absolutely phenomenal player.
I love him. We all love him. I
yeah.
think everybody loves Ovi.
And best of luck to him, but I think he'll
Yeah,
crush
he'll
it.
he'll crush
And
it.
just to recap cap off the hockey, I just had to add this in because this was hilarious. But New York Islanders goaltender Sorokin has more goals this month than Elias Peterson. Obviously, if you can just explain what happened in that game against the Predators.
It was like a little weird goal. So for people that don't really follow hockey, it's gonna be a little hard to like envision. But basically, every time in hockey, if you score an own goal, it's the last player on the opposing team.
Yeah, there's
to
no
have
own goals in
touched it,
hockey.
or the closest player to that puck from the opposing team to have touched it. And basically, what happened was that the Predators fell onto a power play because they had a delayed penalty.
They had a delayed penalty.
Yeah, the Islanders had a delayed penalty, so they had a man more on the ice, no goalie, 6 players on the ice, and I think it was Jonathan Marchessault took a shot on Sorokin. It bounced off the boards. The player grabs it, makes a pass to the defenseman. The defenseman misses the puck, and it goes all the way into the net. So,
Crazy though.
So good for Sorokin, but I mean, buddy, Elias Peterson, brother, you have done nothing but cause problems to the Vancouver Canucks in the last 2 years, especially with JT Miller.
I've been seeing it all over my Instagram feed. It's
Yeah.
crazy how much
hate he's garnered.
Yeah. And that's even not people that are not even Canucks fans. It's crazy.
No, that's it. He argued with a player that we acquired. We, as in Ranger fan, because I'm a Ranger fan. But basically, we acquired JT Miller because they were in an argument together. A mess, complete mess in Vancouver. But whatever, they'll find a way out of it. But you know what?
Yeah.
As we say,
pack it up.
Elias Peterson, pack it up, buddy.
All right, guys. Now we're at the part of the podcast, the Pack It Up segment. Now, just to give you guys a quick rundown, Pack It Up is our
little slogan we have.
Our little slogan we have.
Yeah.
For the joke that I'm pretty sure everyone's heard now, put the fries in the bag. Basically, what that means is stop talking or put an end to something or just wrap it up.
Yeah.
But we say pack it up. So put the fries in the bag. And what Pack It Up will be, this Pack It Up moment of the week, is basically we're going to choose, could be one of us on the set, could be anyone we know, an athlete, someone, a team that just needs to put the fries in the bag. He needs to pack it up.
He needs to pack it up.
It's time.
It's time.
It's time
to put it to rest. You just
it's time to put it to rest. So we're gonna go us
What's
three.
your
I'm
pack it up moment
gonna
of the
I'm gonna
week?
get it started. This is a bit more personal because my pack it up moment of the week is AC Milan are in shambles right now. Right, my team Lazio defeated them 2-1 on Sunday, beating them. We honestly almost choked it because they were so bad. But Pedro at Cam scores the winner from the penalty spot. Right now, they have lost 3 games in a row for the first time since 2 years. In 2 years, they have not lost 3 games in a row. All of them being 2-1 defeats. They've also got knocked out of the Champions League by Feyenoord. The only thing they're clinging on to is trying to get top 4. But they're 9th place, so the only way they can get Europe realistically is to win the Coppa Italia, which are in the semifinals. So my pack it up moment of the week is Milan. Do you have anything to add to that?
Milan, listen, you're a force. You're supposed to be a force every year. Brothers, actually. You guys need to step it up. You guys, I don't know. You guys went and signed everybody from everywhere.
They don't have on paper. Their team is really good.
They went and signed everyone.
They got Joao Felix, and they even took Feyenoord star striker Jimenez from them
and lost.
They lost to Feyenoord's B team because all of their starters are injured. Like I was freaking out.
So literally, as you say,
pack it up.
Milan, pack it up.
And now your pack it up moment of the week.
My pack it up moment of the week. Actually, I have two.
That's fine.
My first one is Shedeur Sanders not wanting to throw at the NFL Combine. Come on, bro. You're not bigger than a sport, okay? You're not more important than anybody there, okay? Whether your father was Deion, Prime Sanders, whatever you want to call him, you're not that important. You need You need to show your talents, showcase your talents, and you know what? I think that you're just hindering and showing how much of a douche you are to everybody out there, thinking you're more important than the team. Now he says, "Oh, I don't want to hurt my arm because this and that, and
you're not made of
everything
glass.
and all this."
Relax.
Yeah, like you're an athlete. You train like 6 times a week. Like, come on. You could throw at an NFL combine once in the whole.
That's all he has to do is just throw.
Well, no, there's exercises, but he's doing it for the purpose. He's not. Well, the only thing he doesn't want to do is throw because he doesn't want to hurt his arm.
Yeah, but you're telling me that he doesn't throw on the daily, like not on the daily, but like he's training
because
like
they
that.
ask you to do these Hail Mary passes. So he's like, nah, I'm gonna hurt myself and this and that. Anyway, so he needs to pack it up because you know what? His explanation for me, his head is getting way too big. And he said, oh, yeah, this is what he said. He said, no, I'm only going to throw on film to my Colorado wide receivers. And he's like, well, I'm going to promote them as well at the same time.
Hey, can you make all these demands or...
No, you can't. But these guys think they're bigger than the sport.
Yeah.
Going back to the NBA. Don't get me started on the NBA again.
No, but it's because he's the son of a former Prime
Coach
football.
Prime. Yeah.
Yeah. And on top of that, he's projected to be the first overall pick. So he's like he's being all cocky.
But wait till he just gets
the fame's getting to his head.
Wait till he gets a JJ Watt cleat to the face, bro, and then he's gonna learn that it's not easy.
Some old lineman or like sexy Dexies is gonna come fucking rail him. Yeah.
But
then you're gonna get a whip.
Learn.
Because college to NFL, some players like Jaden Daniels adapt easily, some don't.
Yeah. And my other pack it up moment of the week is Biagio and my mom actually with the eggs. Yesterday, Guys, yesterday
this is not in the notes, by the way. I have no idea what he's talking about, but what is it?
These are my notes. These are my
Okay.
Yesterday we were putting this whole set together, playing with the interface, this and that. My mom made us eggs, so we eat our eggs, and us like civilized normal human beings, me and producer Ju, we held ourselves together. If we had to go to the washroom, we went to the washroom. Biagio ripping them in this room.
Yeah,
like crazy.
There's no windows. Is there a window over there?
There's windows, yes, but there's covered in snow.
Oh yeah.
No windows to be open.
I'm hotboxing this. I'm hotboxing the studio.
So we have that while we're getting nervous. We want to choke each other out because everybody's
the technical issues we went through to get here. Oh my god! But we didn't give up for you guys.
We had Jew puffing his vape like crazy to make this.
That's how bad it smelled.
Raspberry splendid mustard or whatever you want to call it there.
Oh my god!
But anyway, it was just they both need to pack it up. My mom and Biagio because it was horrible. And let's kick it to producer Jew. Jew, what's your pack it up moment of the week?
My pack it up moment, probably not like this week, like last week, but everybody's still talking about it, is Bill Belichick. And what he said about the Jets.
Okay, me neither.
Bills fan, whatever, division rivals, but my dad's a Jets fan, whatever. He's like, they were asking him like, oh, what are your thoughts on who teams should draft, like, and positions, whatever, or who they should go and grab in free agency. He's like, well, everybody who leaves the Jets turns out to be good after you leave the Jets, so maybe there. But for me, bro, it's like pack it up. Like, okay, we all know Bill Belichick. The way he quit when he was the coach of the Jets is he just wrote it on a napkin. I quit as HC of NYJ. He just gave it. That's what he did. He just gave it to. That's how he quit. And so he's always hated the Jets, but like, bro.
But do you blame him though?
Go tell that to your 20-year-old girlfriend instead.
Yeah,
like.
But Bill Belichick is on some devious activities.
Bro, it's Loki Aura though. He's jamming a 24-year-old. Like
that's crazy. That's crazy.
That guy's just like all flabby skin.
Yeah,
like,
no,
he's crazy. That's Loki
He's
Aura.
a weird concoction of skin at that age. What is he, like 73, 74 years old? Like, and he's still coaching college athletes.
Well, he's at UNC now.
Yeah,
UNC.
It's more for the girls at the campus than the players.
Honestly, bro, imagine you gotta worry about your girl at the college. You gotta worry about not even just the players. You gotta worry about the coach too. It's like pack it up. But yeah,
that's freaking crazy.
But yeah, so that was the first edition of pack it up moment of the week. Moments for him. I did not know that was gonna be it. But just stop ripping them, bro. Now we're gonna get into our follower questions. Obviously, this is the first episode, so in advance we posted a story saying, guys, drop your questions. You'll be featured on the podcast, and this goes for you guys at home too. If you're watching this right now, for the next episode next week, drop your questions at any point on any video, and you could be featured on the podcast.
Exactly, and it's a way for you guys to interact with us. So you follow us on
Yeah.
Instagram, drop us. We're gonna have a poll. You write your question, and you know
You're
what?
gonna message us personally on our
Obviously,
personal pages.
guys,
We don't care. It's a
obviously-
Q&A.
Exactly, and obviously, guys, please hold back from using anything racist, sexist,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Like,
Those will not be
give us
featured.
normal questions. Not does it jiggle? Like something normal,
What
please.
color is it?
Normal sports related questions. All right.
Yeah. So
Producer
Jew
Jew,
has the
shoot us some
for us.
questions.
Yeah.
All right, so the first question, how did you guys become friends?
Oh.
How do we become friends? Well, I'm gonna give my version of it. So I always see Biagio, because that's how he was when he got on the bus. Always
Yeah.
giggly and everything, always with his shoulders popping. But we used to go to this college in Montreal named Vanier, so CJEP for most Montrealers, CJEP Vanier, and we met through some mutual friends. And yeah, that's how I met Biagio. But we lost sort of like connection.
Touch. Well, because of COVID, you know.
Touch. That's it.
Plus, we didn't really have many classes. I don't think we had a single class together.
He's also younger than me, so the people that I
Yeah.
was with
Yeah.
aren't his age, and obviously.
But you're only a year older, but still, it's
yeah,
like
no,
around
but the point
same,
is that
yeah.
like you always end up like
sticking with your age.
exactly 100%. And then after that, well, Biagio, you could tell him what happened.
Yeah, so basically, well, obviously COVID hit. We didn't speak for a while. But I want to add this, though, is that in 2021,
Yes.
when he was doing RC Sports Talk, when the page started with his former partner, and they were just starting, like, making posts and stuff, I messaged him. This is before I even got into social media myself.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, you guys should start a podcast. If you need any help,
I'm down.
I'm down. And then 4 years later, here we
have the
are.
receipts.
Yeah, we have the receipts. So it wasn't even like we should do it together. I said, you do it, and if you need help,
I'll be there.
I'll be there. And then it just so happens that on my other social media page, I was like, you know what? I want to do a collab with RC Sports Talk. And then he goes, yo, I need a guy. And now this is kind of
Bro,
how...
I need a guy. Where's
Well,
the
we've
gabagool?
already been friends since then because of the school thing, but we kind of reconnected through there.
100%.
And I mean, you know, there's people that, like, for example, if you're going to a job, you're maybe not personally friends with everyone at your job, but you know, it was a bit awkward when we met. We rekindled at first, and I was a bit worried because, you know, the podcast, we're going to be pretty much talking every single
Yeah,
day.
you need to have
By
a
now,
good
it's
connection.
like, hasn't even, it's been a couple months since we rekindled. It's like no time has passed.
Honestly,
we're
yeah.
like brothers now, all three of us. My cousin's always been like a brother to me because, well, you know, we've always
100%.
been close. But now you kind of just, you know, joined in. We're kind of like the Three
Like a trio.
Musketeers.
Yeah,
We're
like a nice
we're
trio.
we're a terrific trio, I would say. So that's how we met personally, and just adding in my cousin
And
too.
then, well, obviously, I mean, yeah, and exactly, I met producer Drew through Biagio, because obviously that's his cousin.
And it's very good to say this is more of a personal thing, but our parents always say it like we're always on the phone. We're always on a three-way FaceTime call together.
Thank God you added.
Yeah.
Pause, three-way
Thank-
FaceTime call.
Yo, the word FaceTime with a crazy save. The save on that word. But yes, we're always on a call, and even though 99%. Can I say it? There's a bug. The dog thing.
What happened?
My cousin's like, guys.
Oh, no.
I can't.
Don't say
We're not gonna say that. But basically, our calls 99% of the time, literally, you're gonna get brain damage listening to us speak together. 'cause
But at
it's
least
just
we're putting it
nonsense.
to use now with a podcast.
Yeah, no. There's times where we have a more serious business talk, like
Yeah.
we should do. But I find that even those dumb moments where like saying random
It
stuff,
tightens
make
us
each
up
other
together.
laugh. Yeah, it brings us together. Honestly, the last 2 days we wanted to choke each other out because of
Yeah.
the technical difficulties.
But we
besides
finally
that,
got it started.
I really think that those joking moments help in the long run with the podcast. So that's what
100%.
I would say. But
So we're all very grateful
Yeah,
to be
we're
here.
always very
and,
grateful.
To finally get our voice out to you
yeah,
guys.
and
'cause, you know,
I'm sorry, we love each other like
Yeah.
brothers, man.
Yeah,
it's,
honestly.
it's a brotherhood here.
It's beautiful.
So yeah, that's how me and him became friends, and obviously Jew.
Second question, what are your favorite NFL and NHL teams?
So, like I said, I'm a neutral in the NFL.
What about the Rams? You said you kind of
I
had a
gravitate,
liking.
yeah, because what happened was that the year where they won the Super Bowl, I was talking to my old partner, and I was like, this year I'm gonna choose a team, and I'm gonna choose a team before the season. I'm gonna watch 2-3 weeks, and I'm gonna choose a team, and it ended up being the Rams. But I didn't grow up watching the NFL in my house, so I have problems like really tuning into one team and having really like like a sort of an attachment.
Yeah.
Versus the NHL, which we'll get into. But Biagio, so I'm a neutral. But if I had to say a team, it'd be the Rams. But
For me, for NFL, I don't know, you stare like that.
the Glaze.
I mean, we said it before, but the New York Football Giants is my team because shout out to my uncle Joe Aversano. Joe, thank you for showing me this team. Obviously, in 2011, I remember us winning the Super Bowl. I was 9 years old when Eli Manning beat Tom Brady for the second time. But now I suffer every week. I even call my cousin. He's like, Biagio, don't the Giants playing? I'm like, oh, why? But
The pain you put yourself through.
the way I view sports and teams, no matter how much it sucks, you pick one team and you have to stick to it.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to cheat on your wife, go for it. But you cannot cheat on your team. You pick one team and that's it.
Crazy.
But that's it.
All
right
that to
now
say
I'm
that
suffering.
you're a Giants fan.
Right.
Go Giants.
Go Big Blue.
So go
But
Giants.
that's my team for NFL. Now going for NHL.
NHL, guys, for everybody that knows me, I love the New York Rangers like Biagio loves Lazio football team.
Football club.
SS Lazio. But no, I'm a big Rangers fan. I grew up loving the Rangers because of my dad. My dad always showed me the Rangers games on TV because he was a Rangers fan. Popped a bottle of champagne when they won in 1994. And my uncle too. My uncle has tattoos of the New York Rangers on his body, man. This guy got inked with the team.
Yeah. There's that personal connection.
Yeah, there's
You
that
love to
personal
see it.
connection.
Yeah.
So obviously, I didn't grow up being like, oh, I love the New York Rangers. I grew up watching my idols, who are my dad and my uncle, love a team,
Yeah.
and that basically
And
I
you-
have that
yeah.
attachment towards them, right? So now and now basically it explains itself. Now I'm a Rangers fan
Yeah.
through and through. And if I do have kids later in life, my kids are 100% going to be Rangers fans. We would be there. We would
be there. But it's good. That just clears up the thing because I know we're gonna get a comment saying, but if he's from Montreal, why doesn't he go for the Habs?
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
listen, you end up growing up with the team that you love inside your house, and I'm not gonna. I mean, listen, I don't see the point in rooting against. Well, like, cause I'm not gonna choose a team other than my parents. Like when I was a kid, like growing up,
Yeah.
like in a sense, for producer Drew, it's a little different because he just started getting into football like in the last couple of years, and now like he loves the
Yeah.
Bills. He found an attachment towards the Bills,
Yeah.
even though his dad's a Jets fan. But like I grew up at a young age, you get influenced by your parents.
But that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
That's the perfect thing. I think it's because
We're young.
This guy's
We were
pushing 30, so
Yeah.
he kind of makes his own decisions.
Yeah.
Now.
He's
He doesn't
unstatus,
go off-
bro.
He doesn't go off papa. You know what I mean?
He's unstatus.
The look he's giving me right now. He's staring at my soul.
Producer Drew is on
But yeah,
status.
because his dad's a Jets fan, but he goes for the Bills. So I feel like it's more that when you get older, because everyone's like, so some people that they watch sports from a young age. You know, I've always not been into football too much. I'm getting back into it more,
Yeah.
and I've always been a Giants fan. I've always
Yeah.
been following. But I think when you get older, but for soccer and for you hockey, and even for me hockey, you do get influenced by your parents. I feel like that's like a common thing.
Yeah.
Either you go for the team where you're from.
Well, like you, Lazio.
Yeah, we're not actually from Lazio at all.
No, but I'm
Like,
no,
that-
no,
that's
no,
my-
but
this is my dad.
what I'm saying is that
Oh
your
yeah,
dad, like you
I
grew
think
up-
those are the two acceptable, in my opinion,
Not
the
from
two
there at
acceptable answers for going for any
Yeah.
sports team, either where you're from or who
family
your
members,
family members
or
supports.
idols and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
exactly like that. Or any attachment you
Then
have.
when you push 30 like producer,
yeah,
then
you
you
kind of
make your own
decision.
decisions.
Chiefs
We
to
love you, Joe.
Bills
We
is
love you.
crazy, but anyways. But for the NHL, I've always been a Montreal Canadiens fan for the simple fact that I grew up in Montreal. The fans, I think, have bias aside. I think we have the best fans in the NHL, the craziest fans, even though we're
your opinion.
kind of poo poo. My opinion.
I said that's your opinion.
You don't think we have the craziest fans?
I
Jokes
don't
aside, like, bro, that
I think you guys have the most delusional fans. I don't think you guys have the
Listen, I can agree with that.
I don't think you
we're
guys have the
deluded,
best
but
fans.
the passion. That 2021 Stanley Cup round, we got blown out by the Lightning, like crazy.
I think the most passionate fans are probably even Philadelphia Flyers fans. Like,
for real,
yeah, man.
like the Eagles, just like with the Eagles. Philly's crazy. It's a crazy
Brother,
city.
there's
It's
people that
just-
get beat up at the arena.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's pretty. Yeah, put on
been a-
put on a hard hat when you go to.
Yeah, it's been a
Philadelphia
min
games.
since they've been good, but like,
But yeah, no. Honestly speaking, all bias aside, yeah, no, I think Montreal does have a crazy fan base. Like, I think
Come
you
on.
guys have a cool fan
that
base.
2021 year,
Yeah.
that summer, if Italy, who won the Euro, obviously, if Montreal won the Stanley Cup as well, the city of Montreal would have been in flames. It would
But-
have been crazy.
Yeah, they do. They do have. You guys do have a crazy fan base, and I think you guys have a devoted fan base too, along
Yeah.
with the Leafs. I think all of Canada
Because
fan
I mean,
bases are pretty intense.
Montreal still holds the most Stanley Cup titles ever, 24. Obviously, it's been 31, no, going on 32 years. It's been over 30 years since we last won a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
We're the last Canadian team to do so.
Yeah.
So when you have that history behind you, even though it's like the
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys,
Yeah.
it's like the 49ers, it's like the Maple Leafs, even though they
Right.
always choke, because they can go back to their headquarters and be like, look how many Stanley Cups, look how many Super Bowls we
Yeah.
have. That's what keeps you going and believing
And that's what
it'll be
sucks
different.
about arguing with you guys. Big time. That's
20,
what sucks.
24 Stanley Cups.
We have 24 Stanley Cups. We have 24.
They were all won when no color
Like before
TV.
I was born,
Yeah.
even my Stanley Cup. Actually, the only Stanley Cup that was close to my age,
1994.
1994.
You were still
I wasn't
7
even a
years
thought.
away from
I
you
wasn't
being
even
born.
a thought, bro. So no.
Yeah.
No, but that's it. So
Yeah.
those are our favorite.
Weren't even a thought is crazy.
No, it's true.
It's true though. You're right. Yeah.
So next question. Do we have any
Next
other
question.
questions?
Yeah.
The next question is, what were your opinions on the Doncic trade?
I think we have a pretty similar opinion on this because
Yeah.
we're not the biggest NBA fans. We dabble in it. We dabble in the
Yeah.
NBA.
It's been a
But,
while, but like it's
yeah.
good that it's a good question. though.
Yeah, but honestly speaking, I posted today because I saw it on my feed and I'm like, I gotta post this thing. The trade that happened, this trade made waves
Okay.
around all of this trade. No, I'm talking about the Dodge trade.
Yeah.
This trade made waves around the internet, man. I mean, who was posting about it? You were telling me like this guy's posting about it. That
Yeah. Like I said, guys. Like I said, I'm telling you now. My main sport is soccer. Sky Sport, which is the
Yeah,
biggest
that's
news
it.
source for soccer, they were posting about the Doncic trade. They
This
took
was
a
huge.
break from Lautaro Martinez. They're like, "Yo, guys, Doncic is going to the Lakers." That's how big it was.
But that's
I
it.
woke up. I'm like, I was waking up for work. It's 5
and
a.m.
you were like, what do I have to do now?
I'm like,
this happened now. Do I have to do something?
I don't know much about basketball. I knew that this was huge.
Yeah.
So this was like a worldwide thing.
No, it was huge, and that's what I was about to say. It was huge. I think even more for the fact of how bad the trade was for the Mavericks. I mean, they traded him because they said something about his weight and his not wanting.
No,
to
but
pay.
it was more because he had personal issues with the owner.
That too. But you know what? It was also his weight. Like there was always that weight thing.
Yeah,
And-
like it's
but,
crazy.
But my post today on
Yeah.
on our social Instagram, also on Threads and anyway,
Yeah.
but
Everywhere.
everywhere. But it was just showcasing how bad the Mavericks have been since the Doncic trade, and I'm gonna pull it up. But Biagio, keep them entertained while I'm pulling
Yeah,
it
I
up.
just wanted to add something. By the way, if you take Doncic, you take him out of his uniform, and you put him into like a t-shirt and pants, sweatpants,
He looks like any of your dad.
bro. He literally looks like garbage.
So, guys-
he looks like an average Joe.
I just pulled it up.
Yeah.
So since trading Luka, AD, the guy that he was traded for, and who Dallas acquired, Anthony Davis, has been hurt. The Lakers became a 3 seed. Lakers are half a game behind the 2nd seed. Mavs are in a play-in instead of being in the actual playoffs. Quentin Grimes drops 44 points, and Caleb Martin hasn't yet played for Dallas. So, I mean, an absolute disaster class by Nico Harrison.
And we're talking about the Mavericks, the team that went to the finals last year.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what the hell?
No, that's it. There was
It's
a fall off
crazy.
from God.
No,
but
it's-
Doncic is that generational player. He didn't play in Serbia, rather.
No, but
he's still
I think
very
though
good.
that even though like I'm not saying it is a bad trade.
Yeah.
But there had to have been like that's something like it was.
You think
had
behind
to-
the curtains?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying, "Oh, what's going on? It's a horrible trade." But if it's that bad of a trade, something had to have happened that we don't know.
Yeah,
So it's like, come on.
yeah.
Oh, Joe wants to say something.
Just to chime in, I did hear something about Doncic was looking for a new contract, and his agent was asking for a lot of money.
Yeah,
And
well, yeah,
they didn't want to give it to him. Yeah, I don't think they had the room. I don't think they had the money for it.
Cap space.
He had the right to ask for it, Drew. Like, I mean, like the guy brought the team to the playoffs.
Plus,
like,
you see
on his
when he's
back.
not there. You see when he's not there.
Yeah,
how
when you see
bad
when he's not there, that's it.
he
Exactly.
carries the team.
He put the team on his back, and he's been putting the team on his back
Yeah.
since he's been drafted.
Come on, I don't care if the guy has
like-
hands.
Yeah.
If he's dropping,
Yeah.
like
He's
banger
doing- yeah,
performances, who cares?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
pay the guy.
And the worst part is that now, imagine now you have LeBron James with Luka Doncic, and LeBron James has reached dunk status, and still my GOAT. But
Yeah.
this guy is still generational at his age, which is
How old
absolutely
is he now?
crazy.
40 years old.
I think he's like at 39, 40 years old, something like
He's
that.
on his
but
what?
he's,
22nd, 23rd
I think
season.
he's on kid watch. He should start like watching after his kids.
Yeah, why he's playing with it.
He's playing. Well, he's not playing with. Yeah, he's playing.
I was about to say.
Pause.
He's playing basketball with his
kid.
son.
He's not playing with his kid. He's playing basketball with his kid.
These words, man. Context.
Yeah, the context is very
Yeah.
important. But yeah, so basically that's our opinion on the Doncic trade. I don't know if you had to add anything else, Drew. No. Okay.
We have one more question for you guys. What was your opinion on the outcome of the Four Nations?
It's been a while since the Four Nations, but it's a good question because I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And like you were saying before, how I'm getting back into hockey,
Right.
and this is a big thing. I just love to see it. I love to see it.
We're back on top. Team Canada is back on top.
Yeah.
Team Canada is back
So
on
now
top.
the U.S. is our 11th province.
Yeah,
We could say
that's
that.
it.
We
Yeah,
can say-
11th province.
You guys
US.
are 11th province, guys. Look at the cameras. Yeah.
11th province.
Camera one.
11th province.
What I love about it is like, first of all, I'm a Habs fan, so seeing Connor McDavid and you too.
Yeah,
Connor
being able to
McDavid
cheer
being-
for these guys.
Getting
Yeah.
to me, Oilers fans.
Yes, I like it. Yeah,
Hey, you guys, Connor McDavid, this guy is insane, man. The fact that he's finally, I saw a tweet from Habs fan tweet like me. This is what it's like to have him on your team.
Yeah, but that's it.
Me.
Like you get to cheer for all these guys, and it. You know what? I was really happy, Biagio, because I mean, you're starting to get back into hockey, but we saw it all coming because the last Olympics, if I'm not mistaken, was the 2014 Olympics in Vancouver. I think that might have been the last Olympics that
What they allowed best on best
they
hockey.
allowed best on best hockey, and I mean, since then we've been waiting for a time to have best on best hockey because they don't allow it. And we've been waiting to see these guys. And then in 2015, we see Connor McDavid gets drafted. Then we're like, okay, you're getting to 2020, 2021. You're like, oh my God, is Connor McDavid ever going to play with Sidney Crosby playing for the beautiful
Seeing
Maple
that
Leaf?
was insane.
But not for the Maple Leafs, but for the beautiful Maple Leaf.
Yeah.
And you want to see these guys side by side. And we were graced by the gods to see Connor McDavid, Cale Makar, McKinnon, and Sidney Crosby all on a power play all together.
Don't forget about Brad Marchand, one of the most hated players, and
Cheered for by all
Yeah.
Canadians right now.
yeah,
Like,
it's crazy
you
because
know,
obviously he's a Bruins legend.
Exactly.
So and I've always hated him because obviously like playing against our rival.
Yeah.
And now you got to cheer for him. It's a bit awkward, but yeah, man. Like I grew up watching Sidney Crosby. He's 37. He's
and
only
he's
38.
still putting up numbers. bro.
Yeah.
Still putting up
And I feel like
Good for
he's
him,
like
man.
passing the torch down. They're born 10 years apart. So he's passing the torch.
That's
down
what
to
I
him.
wanted to see. That's what most big hockey fans wanted to see. They wanted to see that passing of the torch.
And it kind of did
two
because
generational players.
2010, the golden goal, Sidney Crosby scored it, and now Four Nations, Connor McDavid
Mr.
scores it.
Mr.
But I mean,
McDavid.
honestly, Connor McDavid's a fantastic player, but that goal was just awful defending from the U.S. How are you leaving that guy so much time? That guy got out of coffee, come back, and he still had time to rip it in the
Honestly,
net.
yeah.
What are you doing? Leaving a guy like Connor McDavid in front of the net for that, with that much space, with that much time.
No, that's
Crazy,
it.
Crazy.
But honestly, though, even though we're glazing Canada because we're Canadians, props to the U.S. Honestly,
Yeah,
you
they
guys
have
gave a
such
good
a
run
good
for
team.
our. You guys.
I
gave
was
us a
honestly
really good
scared,
run for our
man.
money.
It's not even their sport, and they look
Because
good.
honestly, man, the U.S. are taking over. That we'll probably get into it on another podcast.
Yeah.
But honestly, the U.S. are insane.
Yeah,
Like
the
props
co-
to you guys, but hey, you're our 11th province, guys.
You are our 11th province, that's for sure.
Other than that, anything else to say?
Before we end off, we weren't planning on talking about this, but this is kind of like because this is something that just kind of started popping up today. But just to say, Neymar could potentially go back to Barcelona. Now this is huge. He has apans now. He had a
he's
bit too much
status.
kebabs there in
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia. If you're not up to date, Neymar obviously left PSG. He had pretty much played like 4 games and got paid a
He
bag.
played 30
with-
minutes and
Yeah.
he played like 30 minutes, had a
Yeah.
cup of coffee and got paid
and he got
a bag.
a bunch of money tax free with Al Hilal. He still belongs to them. He's just on loan with his boyhood club Santos in the Brazilian league. There, honestly, I think it's just a PR thing. So when that ends, he has to go back to Al Hilal. Barcelona are looking into getting him back.
Reacquiring him,
Reacquiring him. He would obviously have to take a massive pay cut because they cannot afford. They were like selling. They have like a deal with
They're
Spotify.
ready to open like another Spotify.
Their stadium is called the Camp Nou. They had to rename it to the Spotify Camp Nou just to be able to make enough money. And they also put like if Drake drops a new album, they'll put like the OVO on their jersey. So there's that.
But bro, how cool would it be? You see the past, the present, and the future all together.
Yeah,
Rafinha, Lamine Yamal. Yeah, past Neymar, present Rafinha, and future Lamine Yamal.
But honestly, I mean, Lamine Yamal is so good.
But all products of
Practically
Rafinha,
present.
product of La Masia or no?
No. They acquired him from Leeds.
But anyway, he's going to be a good influence for La Masia and all the players coming up from La Masia. So I feel like it's good, and it brings back that heritage and also jersey sales for the owner.
As long as Neymar knows he has to take a pay cut, because Barcelona, like I said,
they have no money.
Because they have to do all these sponsorships. A lot of players have taken a pay
spare
cut.
change.
Yeah,
spare change.
And it's not even because Barcelona is not broke because it's not like they got relegated. Like most teams that they go bankrupt or they're close to it, it's because they get relegated or they have a bad season.
Right.
It's Barcelona.
No,
it's just because they haven't managed their books properly, and that's what it is. Or they pay players way too much with these big transfer deals. They spend so much money on just Ousmane Dembele, who's now at PSG.
Even they have that guy sitting down, Ansu Fati. They're paying.
Well, him is a product. Yeah, they pay. He's actually the third highest on the payroll.
That's what I'm saying.
Bro, everyone forgot about Ansu Fati.
Yeah.
Everyone forgot about him.
Yeah.
It's crazy. He was supposed to be what Lamine Yamal is now.
Yeah.
And he fell off and is still getting paid like 300 grand a week.
Yeah, no.
So as long as Neymar is okay with taking a pay cut, I honestly think like I said, I'm a Lazio fan, so this situation has no effect on me whatsoever unless we would play them.
Yeah.
But as long as Neymar is okay with taking a pay cut, I like this. It'll bring some Neymar fans back to watching La Liga and all that, and I think it's just nice. Imagine you see him back. He probably won't be able to last the whole game, but he comes on, plays a bit, last 30 minutes, like a Pedro Acam.
Yeah. Well, Neymar is Neymar at the end of the day, and I think that everybody around the world is a Neymar fan. I don't think there's many people that really hate him. Obviously, there is
Honestly,
people that hate him, but
I
still.
can't really stand him, not gonna lie. He's a fantastic player.
The point is that most people...
He's a diver, bro.
The most people love Neymar, though. Like, he's an entertaining player, so I think, obviously, we root for him. We root for him, and he's, exactly, influential for the youth. But yes, all that to say, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to thank you guys so much for tuning in onto our first episode. Biagio, close it off for us.
Guys, first of all, thank you to everyone. And I don't just mean the viewers. Obviously, thank you to you guys for tuning in. Yeah. And just thank you to everyone that was involved. You guys too, producer Drew, that we were able to just stick together and get together and just make this happen. Who I don't want to thank though is Logitech, because your cameras, your software is the reason why we were so frustrated. But thank you to everyone. Big shout out to your mom for all the meals she was making, the tireless hours, to Tim Hortons coming in clutch with the coffees, and also we are here. We will be there. Thank you again to Shop Sante for partnering with us and all their great products that they have.
Which code could they use at checkout?
Again, RC10 at checkout to get 10% off your order when you order online at Shop Sante. Upcoming projects, guys, don't forget. Even though you're watching on YouTube or you're listening on Spotify, whatever, they're always going to have clips. So if you're listening, but you're doing something and you miss those big moments on the pod,
you guys can always tune in on TikTok. You guys are going to see clips of us on TikTok.
Always clips,
everywhere. Yeah. And you know what, guys? What's cool about this is it doesn't only restrain itself to a podcast. We're also people outside of our podcast, so we're also going to do vlogs.
Yeah, we have vlogs,
trips, sports trips that we're going to have.
We already have we have big stuff planned.
We have big stuff
this
planned.
Summer.
We have big stuff planned. Not even this summer, even in the upcoming months, man.
Yeah.
Plans for these upcoming months. So we'll have vlogs on YouTube, different content everywhere. But show that reshare our socials so that everybody knows exactly where to catch us.
Yeah, guys. So again, like he said, the clips will all be available on TikTok and Instagram, also YouTube Shorts. But guys, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Threads, everywhere. We are everywhere.
Yeah.
Whatever video you're seeing, it's posted everywhere.
Somewhere.
So
it's posted somewhere.
So just check us out. You can't miss us. RC Sports Talk is our handle everywhere, except for I think Twitter, but you'll still find it. RC Sports Talk is there. So yeah, guys, a lot of upcoming projects. So we're not just a one-trick pony over here at RC Sports Talk. We bring you
We do it all.
And not many podcasts, I would say, they do interact with their producer. But the fact that put the camera on this beautiful man again, Ju, you could even say some words too. We connect with you even behind the scenes.
So
Yeah, it's a really fun environment to like work with you guys. It would be nice if the glazing of Lazio was a little
it was a little hit.
That's not going to
bad.
stop, guys.
and
Guys,
yeah.
just for the
But Biagio, just be happy with 4th place. That's it.
That's it. Anyway, boys, thank you so much
Blazing
for
Lazio
tuning
will
in.
not stop. We will win. We're winning the Europa League.
Here
In
he
May,
is.
we will be there. Lazio, Europa League champions.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Thank you to Studio Dre once again for all our arts and craft needs. No, but more than that, obviously, our templates and our art and our partner, Shop Sante, they take care of us. So thank you so much, and you can catch us next week on RC Sports Talk podcast.
Yes, sir. We're going to end it off here. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.